Welcome back to the Mermaid Mask, where we are hanging out with, I think, Zacharias Zephyr, who is a dream doctor? Yeah. We asked him some basic questions. So, let's back up a sec. There's been a murder. Nope, there's been a death. A mysterious death. Captain Mortuga has died from a cut to the neck in front of an open cauldron. A cauldron that never opens in a locked room. That's all we know. And we suspect he opened the cauldron and whatever was in there, whatever creature or entity, escaped and killed him and then disappeared. This guy knew Mortuga, seemed to like him, met up with him. Mortuga used to work at the Stone Top Inn. Not as the landlord, but just as a guy who worked there. Got himself a submarine, put himself together a motley crew, met a bunch of people along the way. Then their crew was 9 strong. There's now 8 because he's dead. This guy studies parapsychology, the occult. He collects specimens, and the specimen he craves most of all is a mermaid. That's kind of where we are right now. He also detailed where he was on the night of the murder. He went up and down. He went around with the old captain, Captain Seafoam. No, the new captain, Captain Seafoam. I suspect she was the old captain, but for now, the narrative is telling us new captain. So let's not push against that too hard until we get concrete information. Anyway, so we've had some information. I asked about Mortuga. I asked about his own work. So now I'm going to ask about some of the clues, and then I'm going to poke around his room. So let's start with the stone cauldron.
Before we left port on the submarine's maiden voyage, Magnus asked a favor of me. He wished for me to venture into the Stone Top Inn, collect this cauldron, and bring it on board.
Okay. Why couldn't he do it himself? He'd have been strong enough, surely.
I'm not sure exactly. I was already preparing to bring a large amount of heavy equipment on board. I suppose Magnus considered it logical to fold the cauldron into that set.
Was it shut and locked?
Shut, locked, and covered with the sailcloth. Magnus never told me what he kept inside it, if that's what you're asking.
The sailcloth?
It's the cloth that Magnus used to cover the cauldron.
Why would he need to keep it covered?
Either to keep it away from prying eyes, or perhaps he concealed it for his own benefit.
Interesting. I mean, we should ask about most stuff, right? Like, while we're here, I think maybe in future we could be a bit more discerning about what we ask, but let's just ask everything when we're in our first interrogation.
As good as they were, it was not Miss Silkmoth's politricks that interested me. Rather, I was interested in the base mindset they were a symptom of. In particular, her ruminations upon the great unknowns of life and death. There are clues to it, right here. Look at the choice of words. Unfathomable, inconceivable. And on the reverse, you need only look at the chosen subject matter for her newest work.
It's a Grim Reaper.
Yeah, we saw that. Okay. I think so. Yeah, we've got a few. At present, we don't know all of the crew. I mean, this is going to be a 3x3, right? This is going to be all 9 people. But at the present, we don't know who all these people are. So we're sort of having like name drops that we're having to put together. Let's ask about the vial that Mortuga was holding when he died.
Dr. Zephyr, is this yours?
I don't immediately recognize it.
You sure? It really looks like something that had belonged to you.
Of course, I do concede that I have many similar bottles here in my dream chamber, so it's wholly possible that it originated in my collection.
Nice answer. Totally non-committal.
Yeah, he is a bit like... What about the sun tablets?
Bottled sunlight. It appears somebody's looking to protect themselves from vampires.
There's no vampire on board, is there?
Of course not.
What about Mortuga?
I'll admit, it was a rumor for a time.
Mort Uga? Death Uga? Yeah, let's ask about the weird painting that was on the restroom. What are they called?
I believe this to be a depiction of a being known as the Mermaid.
Oh,
However, I've
I actually
nothing
see
to
it now.
compare it with, as it's the only depiction I know of.
It doesn't look much like a mermaid.
It doesn't look much like anything, really.
Yeah, I see it now.
Except for the fact it's got a face. At
I didn't
least
see the face before.
Think that's a face?
Stories alluding to such a being were the reason I traveled to Silkworm in the first place. However, I was disappointed to discover that nobody in town seemed to know what I was talking about. It seems to be a secret held by only a very select few.
So you haven't yet found your mermaid. Can I ask you about the freaky wooden boy?
How long has this been chained to the foredeck? Do you know?
Since the conception of the submarine, as far as I know, the conception of its current incarnation, I should say. The wider history of the vessel reaches back a good deal further, of course.
I don't think I need to ask about... So this, you can't see it, is Sally's book, adventure book that she was reading. And this is my case file. I can't imagine he'd know anything about that. But what happens if we ask?
A bit of light reading,
It's a book about a hex.
So I see. A charming pulp adventure by the looks of it.
And if we ask about our own case file?
It seems our collective fate hangs on the outcome of your investigation.
I guess.
This is a good thing. It is high time for a shifting of the tides.
What do you mean?
There are too many souls aboard this ship, many of them seeking things they shall not find.
Okay. Okay. So we've talked to you about everything we can talk to you about. Now let's look around the room. Starting with this.
Tired?
I worry if I slept in that thing, I'd get transformed into a monster or something.
I worry that sleeping at a 45-degree angle would be bad for my back.
It's not how you spell 40, is it?
You are old.
Okay. Okay, where are we at? Let's look at this.
It's a weird glass bottle.
It is the hex bottle.
The hex bottle.
Yeah, I knew that.
Ooh, it's got a gloopy thing in it. Ooh. A glass bottle with a strange object floating inside. It was found in the dream chamber. A subtle floral smell is gently emanating from within the bottle. Okay. I'm at that. If you followed me for a little while, you know that when I start a new series, episode 2 is when I start to feel a bit overwhelmed because just everything is happening and I'm not used to how the game works. I'm like, how much am I going to have to keep in my mind? What's happening? So I'm just going to keep pressing on. And then at some point, I'll need to start working out a strategy for how this all comes together.
The cabinet's full of scrolls, but,
Can't think of an excuse not to read them.
they're too fragile, maybe?
Hell, just say they're blank. No one will know.
Little meta comedy. Let's look at the weird things around the room. Like, do we get to look at all these posters separately, or is there going to be one bit of dialogue for all of them?
What's on those wall charts?
Sacred geometry.
Is that a heavy metal band?
I mean, probably.
I'm going to click on one more just to double check.
What's on those wall charts?
Sacred geometry.
Is that a heavy...
I mean,
Okay.
probably.
Bones?
I can't see anything important on these shelves.
Good, because I couldn't reach the stuff at the top if I wanted to.
Okay, what do we think? Do we think this is part of the bed?
And it's a weird metal helmet.
No,
It is the dream helmet.
the dream helmet.
Of course it is.
Okay, a bunch of stuff on the inside. Okay, so you look through these eye holes, do you? A peculiar piece of equipment found in Dr. Zeppa's dream chamber. A large brass funnel is attached to the top of a pair of leather goggles. Okay, yeah, I see it. I see it. Whoops. Curiously, the goggles are fully opaque. You can't see anything when you're wearing them. Okay. And then this, what's this, a key? What does this mean? 13%. Okay, you can't see this. Underneath my head it says 13%. A crystal ball.
It's a weird crystal orb.
It is the fog ball.
Of course it's the fog ball.
If you say so.
So a strange ball found in the dream chamber. Something is swirling around inside of it. And there's another key. Oh. There's a battery underneath, I think. Okay. Let's look at these shelves. And then let's look at this thing. And yeah, let's... Okay.
A set of small glass bottles.
Poison?
Might just be perfume.
I'll meet you in the middle at poisoned perfume.
Let's have a look. A little puzzle. Drag the bottle caps and swap them onto the correct droppers. Okay. Crimson hue upon the label. Aerated with effervescence. You can't see this one. Exhales a curious vapor. Drips full with a hurried cadence. A glutinous viscosity. A conspicuous X upon the label. I've got 3 X's. 3 with a crimson hue on the label. 3 with effervescence. Can we check the vapor? That's a vapor. That's weird. What's the difference between... Interestingly, you know? Drag the bottle caps and swap them onto the correct droppers. Right, sorry. Okay, so I did read this, but it didn't go in. So I meant to put this onto the right things. Okay, gotcha. Right. Crimson hue upon the label. 1, 2, 3. Aerated with effervescence. No. Oh, sticky. Okay, 2. So this is glutinous viscosity. Right? This is the only one like that. So let's just this is making a horrible noise. The horrible noise didn't stop. Okay. Glutinous viscosity is you. So you deserve a hand. Done. So we can ignore you now. Drips full with hurried cadence. That's you. So I think you're that one. Okay, so these 2 are done. Conspicuous X could be either of those 2. Exhales a curious vapor, right. So it could be either of those ones. And these ones could also be a conspicuous X upon the label. So how do we... Okay, but... So these are vapor and X. So what do we know that they're not? We know that they're not effervescent. So this has got to be the effervescence one. It's the only one left. So we've got... These 3 are the ones left. Curious vapor. Crimson hue. So these are crimson hue. These 2 are curious vapor. and conspicuous X. Well, you're crimson hue, aren't you? All the other crimson hues are gone. So which one was crimson hue? Your moon. So your moon, and I can get rid of you. So now we've got these two left. One of them is the vapor one. That's that one. Which means conspicuous X. Conspicuous X. Maybe that's not here. Crimson hue upon the label. Okay, what errors have we made? What errors have we made? We made an error. Right, start from scratch. You are definitely glutinous. Let's put all these down again. I want to see the... I think this one I already put down as the hurried cadence, and I moved it around. No, your hurried cadence. Okay, your hurried cadence, so we can put you down. So you must be crimson hue, right? Wait, are you hurried? You're hurried. This might be where we went wrong. Okay, you're hurried and you're hurried. So we can't immediately put the hurried. So, I'm so sorry. So you two are hurried. And you two are crimson hue. And you two are crimson vapor. And you two are conspicuous X. So, curious vapor and conspicuous X are both these two. So let's just do that for a minute. So these let's lock out these two from the other ones. So from the ones that are left, you've got moon, sun, and arrow. Arrow is effervescence. So it's going to be one of these two. Moon is crimson hue. So this is the only crimson hue left, I think, because these two have been locked off. Although I don't know how we... don't know how we're going to tell these ones apart. Because they're both vapor. And they're both X. Like, how do we... how do we logically separate those two? I've cordoned them off because they're both that thing, but how do we... God, the dripping's driving me mad. Okay, crimson hue. Has to be this one, I think. Which means you've got to be the hurried drops. Effervescence? Right. So... aerated with effervescence. Tick. Curious vapor. Tick. Crimson hue. Tick. Glutinous velocity. Viscosity. Tick. Curious X. tick. Drips with a hurried cadence. No. What do you mean? There we go. Yes. But I could switch these around and it would still be true. So I don't know how we resolve that. Let's go with this. I don't know how you I don't know how you separate those two.
That was right.
If you know if you know the logical way to separate those two potions, let me know. Or was either way right, do you think?
I'm impressed.
But do you see what I'm saying? That like that whichever way those two bottle tops went round would have still been correct in terms of the logic.
Is anything going to happen?
Ooh, did we get access to the top shelf?
The glass moved.
Let's take a closer look at that bookshelf.
Okay. I think this is the main thing.
This one's not really a book.
Looks more like a magazine.
Okay, what have we got here? The Caretakers Collective. Quarterly, let's put it into reader mode. Lots of funky diagrams, stuff on the back. Okay, quarterly journal listings and inquiries. Lillian's locket. Lillian Lucian was a witch of some infamy before her untimely end at the hands of a curse. Some say the locket protects from curses, others say it absorbs them, imbibing their power. Silver Snake Skull. The disembodied skull of a mysterious silkworm serpent. Lots of serpents so far in this game. Notably, it has no eye sockets. Use discretion as several high-quality fakes are in circulation. 17 ounces. His Golden Palm. Made from unknown material, 90% similar to gold. The hand is said to be able to touch ghosts. And the Mermaid's Tongue. That's kind of hideous. Said to facilitate communication with she who lies beyond the veil. I wonder if we're going to see some of this stuff, if not in this room, somewhere on the submarine. So we're going to have to keep our wits about us. Requires a special key to operate. Both the key and the Mermaid's Tongue itself are rumoured to be lost at sea. Name your price. So I wonder if this one's going to turn up. And the key also. Okay, let's bank that.
A Ghost Rises Before Me by Joseph Jenkins.
The Seven Secrets of
Onirology?
The Seven Secrets of Onirology by Edward Edmonton.
Great. How important are all these?
It is Speaking If You Are Listening by Carl Cavendish.
Divine Exolinguistics by Mary Morala.
Okay.
Prophecy from Parapsychology by Halcyon Hardwick.
Okay.
A Ghost Rises Before Me.
The Magician of the Soul by Annabel August.
So are they all alliterative
A Ghost Rises
author
Before
names?
Me.
A
Prophecy from
H
The Seven Secrets of
Onirology.
The Seven Secrets of
E
Onirology.
H E
It is Speaking
C
If You Are Listening.
Divine Exolinguistics.
Don't think it matters.
A Ghost Rises
J,
Before
yeah,
Me.
it's not spelling. I wonder it might spell something. It does not. Cool, we did that. Did we go in the cupboard? I can't remember.
I'll just take a look in this cabinet.
Watch out for spiders.
Yeah, I don't think there are any spiders. We're on a submarine, remember?
You can have spiders
I
on a
do
submarine.
seem to need constant reminding.
And this thing?
Big glass bell jars with creepy things inside.
If I had a penny for every time we go somewhere and there's big glass bell jars with creepy things inside.
Okay. I think we've scoped out this room. I think? Yes. Let's have a little look at... Yes, I think the purpose of this was purely for the mermaid's tongue. Is going to be my guess. I think that's going to be what we get to. Okay, so we're going to call this room. Actually, no, we can ask him about stuff, right? We can ask him about the things in his room.
Okay, I'll bite. What's a hex bottle?
It is a glass container with a hex inside.
A hex like a magic spell?
I've been forthcoming thus far. Unusually so for a man of my nature. However, certain things I shall be keeping to myself, especially if it has no bearing on your investigation.
What if we can prove it's got something to do with the murder or the crime scene?
Ah, well then you'd have forced my hand, wouldn't you?
Okay. So he's not open to talking about stuff.
How come the goggles are blacked out?
It is a weighted sleeping mask.
To induce REM sleep?
Correct.
What's REM sleep?
That's the kind of sleep where you dream.
Aha. So what's the big funnel on top?
It is an energy filter.
So it filters the dreams as they come out of your head?
The opposite.
It filters the dreams on their way into your head?
Correct.
Oh yeah, dreams are transmissions from another dimension. I forgot.
But what's the point of filtering them? What does it do?
To study the transmission, it is first necessary to change the format of the energy signature.
Oh, like when you change a WAV to an MP3.
This is a syntax with which I am not familiar.
Okay. Okay. Maybe a little bit like a dream catcher kind of thing.
Where do you get this from?
It is on loan from Miss Silkmoth.
So it's for some kind of magic trick.
I thought it was a crystal ball, like a fortune teller would use.
Indeed, it is a divining orb of a sort. However, I am not using it to see into the future, for such a pursuit is not but folly and nonsense.
Okay.
Right. But I'm sure whatever you're using it for is totally rational and sensible.
Do not question the orb.
I'm always telling him that.
Okay, and tell me about
What
the
is
caretaker's
this
journal.
anyway?
It is what it says it is, a quarterly journal of listings and inquiries.
I noticed the prices are listed as ounces, and that's gold, I'm pretty sure.
These numbers are merely a way to ascribe a universal value. Most transactions take the form of a trade, exchanging items of equivalent worth.
Oh, wait, so are these things that people have and they want to sell? Or is it stuff people want to buy?
Both.
What about that last one? The mermaid's tongue.
Yeah, that's what I want to know.
Likely the most contentious item ever to be listed in the journal. Desperately coveted by those who believe, and disdained by those who don't.
Those who believe what?
That such a thing could even exist.
Okay, well that's definitely coming up. Alright, thank you for your time, Double Z. I'm sure we'll be back. Where do we want to go now? We know Seafoam came from sort of this direction, I think. In Zacharias's retelling of what happened on the night of the murder. I think he came down here, bumped into Seafoam coming along here, maybe. Anyway, it's also kind of like systematic to go left to right on the way down. So let's have a look in here. We can't tell what it is before we go, so let's just go. This is the bunk room, and we've got two characters in here. We've got a nice dress shirt hanging up that looks like it's got a phone in the pocket. This looks like a toy still in its box. Lots of writings. Looks like he's been eating and drinking while typing up his novel. Maybe story plans on the walls. There's not much under my head. There's a couple of socks and a pair of... maybe a jumper hanging up to dry. And then this beefy guy. So do we want to look around the room first, or do we want to talk to the people first? Let's talk to the people first. That's polite.
Sir, if you have a minute, I'm Detective Grimoire, and this is Sal...
Two detectives, one short, one tall. Tried and true.
Hey, I'm really not that much shorter than
But which of you is the funny one?
I'd say it goes back and forth.
You still haven't told us who you are.
The name's Werman. J.D. Werman.
He's an author.
Author, journalist, let's see, what else? Famous, successful, some kind of genius, even. Oh, sure, that's why I got myself trapped in the murder submarine.
I know who you are, Mr. Worman. I've read your book.
Oh, joy, you're
Oh,
fans.
him.
Of all the places.
I never said I liked the book.
I thought I
Maybe
recognized the name.
hated it.
There's no way you hated it. The arcs are too tight. Each chapter leads to the next, beginning, middle, end, and bang, not a line wasted.
Damn, he's right.
All right, first encounter done. Let's ask him about himself.
So, Mr. Werman, you're a famous author.
That's what they tell me.
How did you end up on the submarine?
I came of my own volition.
Why?
I wanted somewhere quiet to work on my next novel. Minimal distractions. Not saying it's worked, but
You're writing a sequel?
trying to. Trying to.
Hang on. A sequel to what?
Grimoire, are you not paying attention?
To the book. To the Hex of Helmsman.
Ah, there she is. Benefactor and burden both.
Sally, how did you know to bring the book with you?
Because Mr. Worman's local to the area. It says so right here. Hailing from a small fishing town named Silkworm-on-Sea, J.D. Worman moved to the big city to write his first novel.
My publisher wrote that. It's quite true, but she made it sound so saccharine.
So you're from the town, you moved away, and then you came back.
Now, see, you've gone too far in the other direction. That's too utilitarian.
I get going back to your hometown for peace and quiet, but then to end up on the submarine?
How did you even find out about it? Did you already know Mortuga?
Oh, I knew of him. He's a figure of some infamy, submarine included. In fact, it was good to finally put a face to the name after all those years.
Okay. Tell me about the submarine.
So, how'd you like living on the Mortuga submarine?
I will say, as a writer, it's a boon to be aboard this thing. And the whole place is dripping with human narrative, stories practically leaking out of the walls. It's also a lot noisier than I thought it'd be. I couldn't have guessed Mortuga would basically be running a bed and breakfast down here.
It was already busy when you arrived?
Mm-hmm. Before the arrival of Mariana Moon, Dirk and I were the last two to join
Mariana
the gang.
Moon.
It's kind of surprising there was
Dirk.
still a bunk room free at that point.
Well, I wouldn't look a gift horse in the mouth.
What's it like sharing a room with Dirk?
Oh, we get on like a house on fire, 2 peas in a pod, that's us.
And what about everyone else?
It's a fascinating little microcosm, utterly discordant and yet somehow harmonious. At least that's how it felt before the captain was murdered.
I'm trying to make a note of people now. So these two are bunkmates, Vermin and Dirk. Right, here we go. Night of the murder. This is where we get to find out his movements.
Night rolls around and I can't sleep, as usual. I say night. I'm referring to the indistinctive block of time we on the submarine have agreed to collectively refer to as night. Anyway, I'm wide awake, so I stay up to get some writing done. I don't want to deprive Dirk of his beauty sleep, so I took my typewriter out into the mess hall.
Was anyone else in there?
Godric came up a few minutes later. Brought
Godric.
some kind of busy work with him.
He looks cool.
So there we were, whiling away until I look up and see this woman. Mariana Moon, apparently. Good
Mariana
name.
Moon.
Probably fake, but good. She got straight to work trying to extract my entire life story, but then Mortuga shows up and we all go quiet. The guy looked miserable, and he passed straight through the room like a ghost. But before he leaves, he asks us to show Mariana around the submarine. I really didn't have the energy, so I made an excuse and left. I slept for barely an hour before a big jerk wakes me up. I'm not talking about Dirk. I mean, the submarine, it moved, tilted. Anyway,
Right.
I tried to get back to sleep, but no. Now there's a scream. Dirk and I follow the sound all the way down the corridor. Symmetry's frozen in place in the doorway at the end. And behind her, Mortuga, dead, laying in front of some ancient stone cauldron. The lid of the thing flung open, like something had just burst out of it. The whole scene was otherworldly, like a painting. Then Madame Tadpole arrived, with just about everyone else trailing behind her.
Tadpole brought everyone with her, so she already knew about the murder.
From what I gather, she discovered the body and then left to go get everybody else. And you know, I really didn't want to get in her way, so I returned to my room to await further instruction.
Did you go back to sleep?
No, I couldn't. I went back to work. Figured I'd be better off keeping busy, you know.
Okay. I had some thoughts as it was happening, and it's hard to talk when it's because they're in the middle of dialogue. So it seems like him and Dirk. So as it was playing out, it seemed like him and Dirk were the second people to arrive. There was one person there with the body when they turned up. And was that Tadpole? Yeah, we don't know what these people look like yet. I'm going to write down some names. Tadpole, Seafoam, Mariana Moon, Symmetry. Now, but then he said someone was already there. Can I get through this quickly?
I say night. Anyway, I'm wide awake. I don't want to.
Was anyone else?
Godric. So there,
Blah, blah, blah.
Mariana Moon. She got straight to work trying to extract my. Before he. I slept. I'm not.
Blah, blah, blah,
Dirk
blah, blah.
and
Okay.
I follow the sound all the way down the corridor. Symmetry's frozen in place in the doorway.
Symmetry
and
is
behind her.
there first.
Mortuga, dead, laying in front of some ancient stone. The lid of the thing flung open. The whole scene was otherworldly. Then Madame Tadpole arrived, with just about everyone else trailing behind her.
Tadpole brought everyone with her, so she already knew about the murder.
From what I gather, she discovered the body and then left to go get everybody else.
Discovered.
And you know, I really didn't want to
body.
get in her way, so I returned to my room to await further instruction.
Did you go back to sleep?
No, I couldn't. I went back to work. Figured I'd be better off keeping busy, you know.
Okay. So I'm making a little timeline here. So we got body, and then we got Tadpole, who goes to get people, and then Symmetry, and then Vermin and Dirk, and then a bunch of other people. And Zacharias Zephyr seems to be one of the last people to arrive, according to his testimony. I don't know how important this is all going to be. So let's ask him about Mortuga.
Cuts quite a figure, doesn't he? Like something from myth. He was real, of course. Flesh and blood.
I imagine you must have been curious to meet him.
As anyone would be.
Did you get to know him at all?
It's funny. Going in, I heard he was, you know, the strong and silent type. But I didn't find that to be the case.
So he was friendly with you?
In his own way. The day I first arrived, he invited me into his cabin, just to talk, apparently.
What did you talk about?
He asked me about my home life, my family, my father.
Not to be rude, but why would Mortuga care about any of that?
To this day, I'm not quite sure. I think maybe he was after some kind of information about the outside world, and thought I might be a good source.
Okay. We'll log that. You know, at some point, I'm going to need a spreadsheet to keep track of all this crap. Okay, so let's ask him about himself.
So what made you want to become a writer?
That's all I've ever done. I was given a job writing for a newspaper when I was pretty young.
Given a job?
Yeah, friends in high places, you know.
Like who?
My father was the mayor.
Right.
That'll do it.
Did you
So
enjoy writing for the newspaper?
Sometimes. Other times it was painfully dull. I've got a tendency to lean towards hyperbole. And the everyday goings-on in Silkworm weren't always enough to satiate me. For every rumor of a cursed man disappearing into the ocean, you'd have 10 elderly couple file complaint over garbage collection.
Rumor of a cursed man... Wait, you wrote an article about Mortuga?
Oh no, I quit before that. I left town and went off to the city to be an author.
And the result? Hex of the Helmsman.
50 national bestseller lists. As we speak, it's being translated into 5, 6, 7, 8 more languages.
Must be nice. Your first book, and it's a big hit.
I'm not complaining.
I can see why you'd be writing a sequel.
I really don't have a choice, do I? This is how things go.
He
If
seems
you get a success, you have
resentful.
to keep it going.
Doesn't he? Like, there's something, whenever he talks about his book and his success, at first I thought it was bragging, but there is some element of, how do I get,
It's a bunk room. It's pretty nice, honestly.
I've accidentally gone into non-full screen mode.
I'd kill to have a bedroom this big.
And what'd you kill?
Oh, I just picked someone for my list.
Sorry, what I wanted to do was do settings. And I wanted to turn the music down a bit. There we go. Just a little bit too loud for me. And then I want to... full screen, please. Great. Sorry about that. Just making some errors. Now I can talk to you again. Tell me about Dr. Zephyr.
I don't understand what his deal is, but I already have a headache, so I'm just not gonna worry about it.
What did he say he was? A dream doctor?
Great. Good for him.
He's researching spirit energy, I think.
Lovely. More power to him.
And he was the first person to join Mortuga's submarine, because they knew each other from before.
Wonderful. I don't... Wait. Really? Huh. Zephyr's not from Silkworm, though, is he?
I don't think so.
Interesting.
Is it?
Well, thanks a lot. Now I have yet another thing to think about.
Have fun.
Okay, so we've asked Werman about the people. I doubt he cares a lot about loads of this, so let's start with his own book.
You've read it, Sally, but Grimoire hasn't?
Nope. What's it about?
I'd really rather not reduce it to a single sentence.
It's about a guy named Marcus Mordoom looking for something called the Devil of the Deep.
And does he find it?
I just think it'd be better if you took the time.
Yeah, kind of. It gets a little abstract towards the end.
So what, it's just Marcus Mordoom on a ship, and that's it?
We're talking about several themes carefully laid on top of each other.
It's also a love story. Marcus is in love with a woman named Belicia. She's his captain.
I don't see her on the cover.
Really, all the nuance is lost if we just...
No, she's there. Kinda. Like I said, it gets abstract.
I'll take your word for it.
If you'd like to read it, I have a spare copy you can...
Nah, that's okay. No time.
Right, I'll ask him a little bit about Zephyr's stuff, but I don't think he's going to be interested. But I will ask him about the painting.
Have you ever seen this painting before? Before the submarine, I mean.
Yeah, it used to hang in the Stone Top Inn, for a little while, at least.
Really? Seems like it would scare away all the customers.
Nah, the old sailor types love stuff like this. It's a conversation piece, isn't it?
Okay, and the Stone Top Inn is where Mortuga used to work. Let me ask him about the freaky boy.
I tried asking Mortuga what this was.
No luck?
He just said it was something he'd picked up on his travels.
Picked up where? Floating somewhere in the middle of the ocean?
Yeah. I assume so.
Fair enough. Right, maybe he'll know about the tablets.
How I wish I'd remembered to bring painkillers.
Are any of these painkillers?
Unfortunately, no. They're just supplements. And Nice, harmless, organic ones, too. They wouldn't even take the edge off a headache.
Okay, so his interpretation is different. Because Zephyr said these were like sunlight in a bottle.
Picture of a moon. Tried asking Mariana Moon?
Wow, never would have thought of that.
Occam's razor, my dear.
Who? I don't think we've met him yet.
Alright, illusion poster is that she would know about that because that's one of the people on board. And then everything else is going to be a little bit more he's not going to give a shit about.
Great pull quotes. That's some strong marketing for a small-town theater.
Did you ever see the show?
Yeah, I did, as part of my old newspaper job.
Why is it called Lady of the Looking Glass?
The central trick was Symmetry talking to herself in a mirror, only sometimes the reflection didn't move with her.
That's
How did
symmetry.
she do it?
My guess is the mirror can switch between being reflective and being see-through glass. You know, looking through to a second Symmetry on the other side.
An identical twin, maybe?
Probably just a very good dummy.
Okay. Right, I'm going to work my way a little bit. This is obviously... These two things are obviously kind of universal items, and then we're getting into kind of weird shit.
The Stargazing Girl. Sounds like a good title for something.
Like a book? Or a film?
A one-woman play, surely.
Okay.
It's a strong image. The ancient cauldron opened for the very first time.
It can't be the very first time. Someone must have opened it before.
Semantics.
So, what do you think was inside?
Does it matter?
I'm pretty sure it does. It might explain how or why Mortuga died.
True. The murder weapon, maybe?
Like a knife?
Sure, why not? It would explain the scratches on the inside, after all.
I guess.
Okay. Shall I ask him about some of Zephyr's weird stuff?
Dr. Zephyr's got quite the imagination, doesn't he?
Yeah, he's not going to give us anything.
Yes? Something you wanted to ask?
Zephyr called this a hex bottle.
We thought you might know what it is, since, you know.
I wrote a book called Hex of the Helmsman.
That is
Well-
true.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, I've got nothing. Done. Next.
Let's just be thorough.
What's this dime store trinket?
It's called a fog ball.
Is it now?
It was in Zephyr's lab. It could be a priceless curiosity.
He doesn't
Oh,
care.
yeah? A priceless curiosity that takes AA batteries.
We noticed that. Let's just, while we're here...
Fascinating piece of ephemera, this.
Do you recognize any of the objects?
Yeah, the golden hand. I've seen it,
Oh.
and so have you.
What? Where?
It's attached to Dr. Zephyr's left wrist.
Zephyr's prosthetic hand is solid gold?
Not quite. Says here it's made of an unknown material 90% similar to gold. Now, it also says it's able to touch ghosts, so best take it with a grain of salt.
We noticed his hand was gold. We noticed that was a gold hand. I just didn't put it together. Fool. Fool. Okay. Thanks for talking to us. Where do we take it from here? We've got a lot of piecing things together to do. Let's meet Dirk.
Hey, what's up? How's it going?
It's going good, I think.
Awesome. Yeah. I'm Dirk, by the way. Who
Hi,
are
Dirk.
you guys?
I'm Grimoire, and this is Sally.
Oh, cool. So you're the detectives?
Yeah, we're here to investigate the murder of Magnus Mortuga.
Oh, yeah, it's a major bummer, honestly. He was a pretty stand-up guy. I mean, sure, kind of an oddball, but like in a good way, I mean, he was
Dirk, you didn't tell us your surname.
Oh, right. Sorry. Dirk Dansom.
Dirk
Actor.
Danson.
So, yeah, anyway, hi, and what can I do for you folks?
He's adorable. Can we keep him?
No, you'd forget to feed him.
I would, yeah.
Okay, so we've got this wonderful himbo. Tell us about yourself, Dirk.
So, Dirk, you're an actor. What kind?
Oh, well, so for ages, I just did commercials. And then about a year ago, I finally got cast in a movie.
Nice. Anything I've seen?
Well, it's called Hex of the Helmsman. I played the helmsman.
Marcus More Doom?
Oh, you've seen it?
No, but I read the book.
Oh, man, the book is gnarly. I mean, I'm not usually one for reading, but I actually finished it. Yeah, the whole thing.
Congrats.
The author's a stand-up dude, too.
J.D. Worman. You know him?
Well, yeah, he's sitting right over there. You should go talk to him. Super
We
friendly,
did.
loves meeting new people.
I bet.
Was your movie a success, Dirk?
Yeah, man, it's making megabucks.
Are you going to make a sequel?
Well, they want to move on that ASAP, but, we're not ready to start filming yet.
And what? You're taking your vacation on a submarine while you wait?
No, I'm just tagging along here with Worman. Yeah, he wanted to take a trip out here, and I figured, the more the merrier.
Oh, Dirk. Right, tell us about how you got involved in this whole submarine lark.
What do you make of the Mortuga submarine?
Man, this place is wild. It's like something out of a weird old book. Nobody back home is going to believe any of it.
How do you like living here?
Honestly, mixed bag. So I love meeting all the weirdos that ended up down here. All kinds of people I'd normally never rub shoulders with, But man, is it dark. I mean, there's no sun, no day, no night. You barely even feel the time passing.
That's submarines
If
for
you're
you.
not careful, it'll get you. No, for real.
You seem to be holding out.
Ha, well, thanks. So far so good.
How long has it been?
Worman and I arrived a couple of weeks ago. We're the most recent arrivals, aside from Mariana.
It's lucky they still had this room free. You ended up with pretty nice living quarters.
I guess. I never really thought about it.
Dirk, you're basically just a passenger, am I right? You don't have a job here on the submarine?
Well, I set myself personal goals.
Like what?
Like, I was trying to find out everyone's birthday. I got Cynthia's, Grip's, Tadpole's. Oh, man, that one took some doing. Yeah, she does not like to share personal info, let me tell you. Mortuga, though? Pfft, brick wall, dude. He would not give me the goods.
All right, let's see if your Night of the Murder matches up with Vermin. Lots of information going on. I like this guy, though.
I got woken up when the submarine did a weird kind of movement, like a sudden tilt. It woke Worman up, too. So,
Okay.
yeah, we were both sitting there, awake, not sure what's going on.
That aligns.
At some point, I got curious what time it was, so I looked at my watch. But, as I was looking at it, it freaked out. Oh, the hands moving all over.
Oh.
Like they were trying to point in all directions at once, if that makes any sense.
Okay.
Anyway, I didn't have any more time to think about it since then we heard this scream. Yeah, Worman and I left our room, went through the mess hall and towards the storeroom at the end. It was unlocked. Sim was standing in the doorway. Mortuga was on the floor, totally dead. I tried to help Sim, pull her away. Worman, though, he just stood there, staring. Like, didn't look away once. It was like he was trying to commit it to memory or something. Although, I don't think he noticed the person outside.
Sorry, what?
Outside the submarine. Yeah,
What?
I saw someone swim down past the window. I couldn't tell who it was, though.
Okay. What did you do next?
I wasn't sure what to do, to be honest. Luckily, Tadpole showed up a short while later, and she kind of took charge.
Yeah.
Grip and Cynthia showed up next, then Mariana, then Zephyr. Tadpole wanted to know what had happened, but nobody had any answers for her. It was bad vibes all around. Sim and Cynthia left first, then Worman, then me and Mariana. We left around the same time. So, yeah, I went back to my room. Worman was there already. He'd gone straight back to work. And, that's all I got. Can I stop talking now?
Yeah, you can, Dirk. Yeah, you can. Okay, so that... based on what I remember from Worman's recollection and Zephyr's recollection, I don't see any real contradictions yet. We've got some extra information. We've got the person behind. He actually gave quite a lot of information about, well, the night, and especially when they got to the body. Like he gave a lot more detail than I think, some of the others, or the others we've had so far. So that's interesting. We've got Worman committing everything to memory. We've got the detail of the person swimming outside. We've got the order of people leaving. I might have to write some of this down or put it in a spreadsheet or something so we can start collecting information. You know how I like to work. And also I think... So spreadsheets are good for this, or like getting stuff down visually is good for two reasons. One, it's how I think and how I like to sort of... This jazz is going to drive me crazy. Like, it's great, but I'm trying to talk. So a spreadsheet or something like that is also useful for me communicating with you. So I can point to the visual way I'm mapping out stuff and we can both understand what I'm talking about. So that might be worth getting into at some point. Let's leave it there. And we can ask Dirk about everything else and investigate the room next time. And in between, maybe I'll put that spreadsheet together. It'll be skeleton, bare bones at first, but I think I want to put a skeleton together. I think I want to put a spreadsheet together that kind of details perhaps everyone's recollection of the night of the murder and see how it all comes together, maybe. And we can start double checking how everything works. I don't know if we're going to have any like people who are lying or if it's all going to just nicely connect together. We'll see. I don't know where this game is going, and I don't know if the murder is just chapter 1 and I don't need to worry about it as much, maybe, or I don't know how many chapters there are, but there's still obviously plenty to come. There's a lot of dialogue, and I'm trying to inject my thoughts as we go. Let's see how it goes as we go along. I'm interested, I'm intrigued. I love the acting, I love the characters so far. Yeah. We've got more to get to in part 3, so I'll see you then. Bye-bye for now. Have a lovely day. Let me know what you're thinking about this down below. See ya.